these two were the hottest players in the region. They weren't number one. I don't think either of them were number two at the end of Smash 4, but they were the two people that were on the fastest come-up in the region, and we said going into Smash Ultimate, these are two people we really want to watch, and for different reasons. They've both been stumbling a little bit out of the gate, but this is a great opportunity to showcase the new differences, right? Kosoku made the Sheik switch, originally playing Mario. That's what he played in Smash 4.
That's what I remember him for.
Yeah, and the Mario's still nasty in this game, don't get me wrong, but he is primarily focusing on the Sheik, and Sheik's has always switched around characters a little bit. He has chosen a top-tier playing Aegis now, and that is always exciting to see.
I know, like the switch from like Roy to Pyra and Mythra, to me it was kind of a shock, but looking more at it now, I think he likes just the amount of the top-tier potential this character has. The ceiling is huge.
It's so funny that for such a long time at the start of the game, because Cheeks played Cloud back in Smash 4, that at the start of this game, Cloud was not a good character, nor was he relevant in the meta. And we would all joke, Cheeks, drop Cloud, pick up a good character. Now that he's dropped Cloud to like entirely, Cloud's a good character.
I find that so ironic.
It's so funny.
That's just rich. And leave it to Cheeks to have his character buffed.
It's one of those unfortunate things that could only happen to Cheeks, because he's a great guy, and those unfortunate things seem to befall him, but that is currently happening to Kosoku as he will chase up with that up air, which for whatever reason they assigned it that kind of knockback.
It's so weird. It feels like a weird like set knockback kind of thing. Like I remember he posted a clip on Twitter today of that exact up air killing at a dumb percent.
Yeah.
And really, like the more I think about this matchup, poor Sheik. It feels like Mythra is just doing what Sheik wants to do, but with a huge laser, like lightsaber kind of thing.
You get a big sword, which means you can turn your brain off a little bit more, which is not to say the character is brain dead, but it does make the game plan a little bit simpler, whereas Sheik...
And safer, really.
Yeah, and safer, too, because, I mean, frame rate is pretty similar between these two, but for Kosoku right now, the trouble has been getting Cheeks into the corner, and that has, largely been the fact that it's tough to corner Mythra at times. She can normally kind of go where she wants to go, but the game plan is to corner this character and then get them off stage and then clutch out the edge guards, which hasn't happened yet.
Not yet. Cheeks done a pretty good job of surviving, and with Pyra now, and I think he wants that high knockback to get the cheese right now. 74% is prime Pyra, I get you, but didn't really get a whole lot there for like 30 seconds, so Mythra's a safe switch.
Well, and especially coming off the ledge, too, Mythra just gives you so much more mobility that you can go wherever you want.
And now I'm pretty sure a Mythra F Smash will be able to take it, but the edge guard.
Yep, I mean, it was a forced death in that case, where Cheeks had to go so low to avoid any of the edge guards that it was just a checkmate situation. So really well executed there from Kosoku. Now we need to see this early percent that, again, people talk about how difficult Sheik is, and that's not for nothing, but Kosoku is the kind of guy that can rack up that damage.
And honestly, stuck with a Sheik for like a long time now. So let's see, this is where you want to get Mythra, just off stage and force her into those air dodge scenarios. She has one of the worst air dodges in the game. You got to punish that.
Yeah. As a fast faller as well, it doesn't go the longest distance. Nice little delay on that recovery, though, making sure that explosion hitbox is right by the ledge, and all of a sudden you're looking at an even game.
I know, like Kosoku definitely put on the gas. Ooh, that forward tilt. Bouncing Fish is right back, almost a stock.
That is still a good move, that Bouncing Fish.
I know, it's weird to think of, like, it's such a simple move. It's just a flip kick kind of thing, but it does so much for Sheik.
Ooh, okay, I love the patience there by Kosoku, but it was even better from Cheeks. And in that case, honestly, I think that Kosoku had the right idea in being that patient, but just wasn't ready for Cheeks to just press a button straight out of shield. Maybe thought he'd be stuck in there a little bit longer. And because the Pyra closes out that stock, like you said, Cheeks gets to play with that lead a little bit longer.
Man, and sometimes, like, I feel like at these, like, now higher percents for Mythra, she does like some crazy combo routes that can only be done whenever she's at these percents. Like I've seen so many set knockback things happen around this time, especially with Max Rage.
Very nice there by Kosoku. Now going to have to look for those combos without any rage, which means that the cheese will be a little bit harder to come by for Cheeks. But, I mean, great edge guard overall by Kosoku. And again, that's the game plan in this matchup. You have got to get that character in the corner because that's also a factor.
Yeah, but, that foresight could also put Cheeks in a bad spot if not ready for it, I've seen plenty of, Bayonettas, the other weird thing like that, just kill themselves with that within, so.
Oops, there I go. Ooh, aggressive landing with the down air, and that was great to get out of, get into a blind spot for Cheeks where he was trying to cover with a high juggle. And you might need to change up that game plan to kind of go for these more grounded games where, I mean, both of these characters have phenomenal ground game. Kosoku demonstrating that as they both lift their grabs.
Oh my gosh, dude, this conversion is so good. It called out the
no
switch.
Jump. Does have
no
jump.
jump.
I always get that wrong. I'm never right. Oh,
What
but
was that?
Kosoku was right in that moment with that forward smash to cover the roll on. I mean, the comebacks are hard to come by with Sheik, but Kosoku just never really seemed out of that game no matter how much of a lead Sheik's had.
Kosoku got read after read after read on those tech options, you know, and was able to just slowly but surely push Cheeks off to the ledge and get that ledge trap scenario that you know, he needed. And that hitbox question, like, it was like behind Sheik.
Welcome to Smash Bros.
I love it.
Smash Bros hitbox.
There's Sheik's big hitboxes. We found it.
On the forward smash.
I know, of all things.
Clearly her best move.
Okay, back to PS2. No real switch here. I respect it. I love PS2.
I think overall, if you're going to change up the game plan for Cheeks, I mean, it really comes down to the fact that Kosoku really started eating, like you said, on those reads later in that game. And just being able to play out of that range, it's tough because Sheik's so fast, but you have the ability to contest with that with Mythra, so...
Yes, and I also think, like, just the fact that you can threaten Pyra and Mythra just by existing. We see a lot of frame traps coming out from Kosoku. Like, not just these raw combos that some do, but just the fact that the threaten is enough to get Cheeks to press a button.
And right there, you can just put on that pressure, right? Step on the gas, get aggressive, demand that center stage belong to you, particularly when the Pyra's out.
See, see, those switches right there are the dangerous ones. We've seen the callouts.
The Cheeks has been doing a really good job of holding onto his jump. I mean, that hasn't really been where Kosoku's been getting out the edge guards, but still living 130. Only takes one more aerial for Cheeks to do it, and
I felt like that was a
up tilt,
punish,
yeah.
but got it anyways. Man, that was like, I was about to be so mad at Cheeks there for a second. It's like, bro, he was right in front of you.
I feel like Cheeks is using shield a little bit too much, whereas obviously, it's not a matter of, well, just don't shield, because forehead, right? That would be dumb. But as Kosoku closes out that stock, I mean, it goes to show that a lot of times when you use shield, you're basically just expecting your opponent to mash, and you're giving up any ability for you to space. And that's one of Pyra Mythra's strongest tools, is that you can space around your opponent extremely safely, a lot. You're about to see some more of it from Cheeks here on the ledge trap.
Ooh, man, that down air would have been explosive and a great comeback. It's the threat of Pyra on the ledge, and all these explosions are keeping Cheeks from getting too close. Like, the explosions near the ledge. I really like that Kosoku's using that.
And I like that Cheeks is trying to mix up his tempo here a little bit as well. You can see that, like, he'll land, wait a beat, and then toss out like an up tilt or back air or something like that. But Kosoku, not one to be stifled by that, because he's recognized that Cheeks will often give him an opportunity. He will come forward and he will swing a move at him. And the patience from Kosoku has been so good. And I think if Cheeks can slow things down, things might look good for him. Tried to cheese out that stock, but Kosoku does close it out.
Man, that was a great, that's the one downside I feel of PS2. Sometimes you can get stuck under that weird ledge, but oh, great. That's just a quick return for Cheeks. Now it's even.
That's the exact kind of patience that I'm thinking has really been working out for Cheeks so far. Is you see that he kind of stands there, he'll do a little bit of spacing on the ground, and he'll wait for Kosoku to commit to something, and then he's able to toss out that up tilt. That's how he's gotten a lot of his stock, kind of the lion's share of his stocks in this set. And I feel like if you can incorporate that a little bit more, especially as the Mythra, it can pay off huge dividends.
And right now, Cheeks is just keeping Kosoku on the ledge, getting these, you know, the tit for tats, the little percents, that's just slowly racking up. And at 70, we could see a Pyra switch soon.
But to do that, you need to earn your stage control first, and Kosoku doing the most to try to close this game out before the Pyra can do the damage.
Man, and Cheeks recognized that regrab. That was so close to being the end for Kosoku's stock. It's definitely on borrowed time.
84 and into the corner, but it's just, like you said, tit for tat. Did wait with the up smash, but Mythra's not going to be enough to close it out. And he's right back to the Pyra to try to get that game 3 going.
Yep. Oh, man. And it really just feels like Pyra's, you know, normally safe aerials on a lot of characters aren't that safe on Sheik. There.
Caught the jump at him, though, and that is kind of the mix-up that Cheeks needed with the Pyra. I feel like we saw him sticking with the Mythra, like you were talking about, for most of the game. because the Pyro is having such a hard time landing those hits, and I feel like most of it is that Cheeks wasn't mixing up the spacing on a lot of his aerials, right? The down airs would be in the same place every time. The back airs would kind of be to drift back towards center stage, use them safely.
And we saw Kosoku punish him almost every single time. We're seeing these huge aerials getting punished, maybe a little bit further away. So will the mix-up with the Pyra be able to seal out Game 3? I feel like that's what it's going to come down to is, do you get that Pyra kill that you desperately need, or like 70 to like 90?
It's, again, especially with the Pyra, I think it really stands out just how much Cheeks wants to be able to control the pace of the game and press the advantage and say, my buttons will overrule yours. But with the Pyra especially, she is just so heavily based on whiff punishing, whereas with Mythra, which he's been having so much success with, that's where he can leverage that game plan. The classic Cheeks game plan of, you're going to do what I tell you to do.
And the impressive nature, just the footsies are always feeling like they're in Mythra and Cheeks' favor. Questionable upbeat.
I'm definitely expecting Kosoku to mash on the shield right there, but again, the patience, especially when the Pyra comes out from Kosoku, has just been so good.
And those needles, man, we don't see a whole lot coming out from Kosoku. You know, they've been here and there. I feel like that tool is insane against his character.
I mean, obviously off stage is one thing, but even just making up the distance on stage, even against like the Mythra, right, where you can kind of control how much ground she has.
A little too high.
Yeah, and up air wouldn't have killed even if he was able to connect that because it's town. So
it's a sweet spot of percent that you have to get that down air to up smash. But at 90%, we could see a forward tilt near the ledge. Let's see how Cheeks does.
Ooh, there is that mix-up on that timing. Normally that back air, he would just fast fall back air and then kind of run back towards center stage to make it safe, but
that was aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, he just mixed up the timing a little bit by like a half beat and then connected it.
Now the landing, let the Mythra get down and you'll take some percent.
Nice little two-piece with that dash attack there, but getting caught by the up B on stage. Definitely did not expect that. No, Mythra I didn't either, but
some mix-up, bro.
Like Kosoku found a good time to use it.
That Sheik Nair doing so well. Man, you gotta, it's like the great thing about Ultimate. You can get one parry, but can you hit all of the Mythra Nair parries? Can you do it?
Multi-hit aerials are so much better in this game. Like, not even just because they function better than they have in other games, but also because, you know, perfect shield versus parries and all that.
Oh, man, and Kosoku's putting up the heat now, but that landing hitbox from the Mythra Nair, clutching it out.
You can see he had the right idea there, too, where he was waiting for the Nair to end and then wanted to whiff punish it, but dropped it too early, and Cheeks definitely dropping some early stocks. Yeah, I can't believe that dash attack reached.
I'm pretty surprised, but we're seeing the Pyra actually get those kills that Cheeks has been needing.
And again, I feel like it's been off of kind of commitments and disadvantage from Kosoku that he's been finding that dash attack being a prime example of saying, all right, well, this is a good read. You're drifting towards the ledge, so let me just bop you.
I will say, though, after watching, you know, Cheeks play here for a bit, the out-of-shield game is what I'm thinking Kosoku really needs to do. Like, punish Cheeks' bad out-of-shield game, or just punish the side B. So close. Town and City Blast Zones, man.
Yeah. And, again, getting the Mythra off stage, it's important to the game plan. And we're last game. Pretty, I mean, early on in the bracket between two very talented players.
I know. Like, it's crazy how early this is.
I can't believe things work out this way, but you know, it's
DFW, just the skill level, man. It's too even.
There are 30 people who could beat like anybody in the region. It's crazy.
So beautiful.
Kosoku just trying to battle for this center stage where Cheeks, again, he's just saying, this is my part of the stage. As long as I sit under this platform, it's going to be a lot harder for you to mix up your landing timings on me.
That's the first time we've seen the the Mythra like neutral B. That's crazy. Yeah. Will we see it chase out the stock?
Oh, looks like Cheeks wants to stick it out with the Pyra to close it, but this is giving Kosoku that opportunity to turn on the Jets. Waits for the Nair. Cheeks goes for that high recovery. I love that decision. Right back to the Mythra, but just that one switch to Pyra, Kosoku took huge advantage, and now we're dead even.
Ooh, and that forward smash, just like shades of game one. Will it catch? Will the hitbox be broken enough?
Kosoku doing a good job of scouting out that forward air. Cheeks landing with it a couple times, but again,
the Nair.
The Pyra Nair catching Kosoku out of position, jumping at him, and he'll close out 2 games in a row to take the set.
And honestly, like, we never saw that Pyra Nair, like, almost at all.